Just spent the whole day giving lectures. So started out this morning, had my gym bag all packed up, walking out the door. We had these steps right down from our garage. Turned around and locked the door, turned around, apparently took a misstep, and nearly a complete shit. So took a step, rolled my ankle on the last step, caught myself as I was going down on the railing. Bag caught me because I couldn't react fast enough to get my foot down. So we ate shit just a little bit. Rolled my ankle, felt no pain there at all during that time period. However, worked out with the guys this morning. So was doing the conditioning, had some sled drags in it. On my 4th out of 5 rounds of sled drags, felt my ankle a little bit. Now it's definitely been a little tender, like rolling it to the side, a little buggy. Rolling inside hurts. Oh yeah, that definitely hurt. Flexion, extension, plantar flexion, dorsal flexion doesn't really hurt, but we got a little bum ankle today. So worked out with them, and then had the whole day given LPDs, which is just learning professional development, just presentations. So did a whole day of presentations. My mouth is dry as hell. Worked through like 2 full, 80 ounces of water, 2-3 full things of my Yeti. So we've had a long day of talking, which means this video is going to be fairly short because I've spent most of my day talking. However, got a comment yesterday from, I think the handle was Physically Fortified. Told me to keep doing these because he really likes, or they really like them. So appreciate that because especially building up, you don't get a lot of views or a lot of comments. So seeing stuff like that, it's like, oh shit, I'm going to keep doing this. Appreciate it. At least if we can make a difference, or at least if a few people are watching this and are getting benefit from it, then it's at least worth it and makes me want to keep going. So appreciate that shout out. On to shout outs. I've hit a segue 2 days in a row now. That's big because I don't segue. Shout out to Jordan Shallow. So what we're talking about today is straight from a podcast he did the other day of, I've said this before, just not in as eloquent of a manner, but coaches need to do it for the experience, not for the credit. So I've talked about that before, where I've seen so many coaches put their athletes in bad positions on the platform because they want them to win, PR, get a medal, whatever, for themselves, not for them. It is actually incredibly hard to do, admittedly, to separate it from it's not the athlete's or it's not your performance, it's the athlete's performance. As coaches, we put so much time, energy, and resources into our people that you become very connected with them, with the process, with their results. And at that point, you want them to see the fruition of the results that you know that they can do. So you want them to get that medal, not just for them, but also like, hey, you have also put in a lot of work. Like, you want to see the fruits of your labor. But that then takes a dark turn where an athlete's just not ready on the day, or they need to take a big jump, or they have to rest some point and they're just not ready to hit that number. But you are selfishly wanting to see the fruits of your labor that you have planned out, and you put them in a bad position, they bomb out, something like that. So we really have to disassociate ourselves from that final result, which is, again, incredibly difficult when you've put so much time and effort into someone, into something, to disassociate yourself. But again, at the end of the day, it's all about the athlete. Coaches need to be doing this for the experience, not for the credit. Too many coaches get into, especially like D1 level and professional level, just to say, hey, I won a national championship. Hey, I developed that person. Hey, that person's in the NFL because of me. It's super easy to take the credit when things are going well. No one wants to be around and take the credit when things are down in the shitter. It's, oh, I'm responsible for all the progress when they're doing good, but I am responsible for none of the bad when they're doing bad. If you're going to take credit for one, you got to take credit for all. The better way, though, is disassociating yourself and separating yourself from the results completely, because you have that understanding that it's not about you. It never was about you, and it never will be about you. Coaching, the goal of coaching is not to be in the limelight. You are a support system. That is all your role is you are the supporting act to the main event. The main event is the athlete. The athlete is the one stepping on stage, actually doing the shit day in and day out. You're simply just filling out a spreadsheet and talking to them. Much, much different. That is not a job where you get credit. That is the point of the job, is not to be in it for the credit. It's to be in it for the people, for the experience, for what you can help someone become. So if you're trying to get into coaching for the credit, you may have a lot of success. But eventually, you're not going to, because people are smart. Like, athletes are smart. They're going to realize that you're just trying to do it for what they can get you, not for them. We need to be in this for the people. This is a people sport. All sports are people sports. We need to treat athletes, treat clients like people first and not just a medal. Power and Grace slogan there, people over podiums. Focusing more on the person and developing the person rather than getting on the podium, what they can do, what you can put on your new Instagram bio of, hey, I developed this many athletes, coached with this Olympian. But more about what you get to experience. As a coach, I get to travel 9 to 12 times a year for weightlifting meets. 2 to 4 national meets a year, and then 6 to 8 local meets a year, some in North Carolina where I live, some out of state up and down the eastern seaboard. If they're within 6 to 8 hours, I'll usually drive for it. Because again, I'm not in it just to say, hey, I have developed this many senior national athletes. I have gotten this many gold medals. Because I haven't gotten shit. Those people, my athletes, have gotten that shit. I am simply just there to support them along the way, because again, it's very hard to do to separate yourself, but I try not to be in it for the credits, not to be in it for that Instagram shot of, hey, this person got me here, because I didn't get you here. You put in the work, you followed the plan, you recovered, you did all of the shit outside of that. I simply just did what I could to put you in a position to put your best foot forward, to be as strong as you can, to show out how you trained up for it. I deserve none of the credit because I didn't put any work. I put together a program, you followed it. So coaches, again, at the end of the day, be in it for the experience, not the credit. Shout out to Jordan Shallow for saying that, because that's much more eloquent than what I said. And if you have a coach who seems like they're in it just for the credit, you might want to go start looking some other places.